everybody. My name is Ali Rodriguez. I am the International Referral Program Liaison with ECI Development. I have a few of our property consultants here with us today to kind of discuss the opportunity of residency in Belize through investment. So I'll let them introduce themselves. James, you're up.
Hi, I'm James Burnett. I'm a property consultant here at ECI Development.
Hello, everybody. My name is Joe, and I'm also a property consultant here at ECI Development. And today we're going to talk more about the Belizean Residency and Citizenship through Investment program. So some of the reasons to get the Belizean Residency and Citizenship, first and foremost, is that this program does not require you to spend any time in the country of Belize. A lot of other programs do require you to spend time requirements, whether it be 3 or 6 months in country. So in Belize, that is not something that you have to worry about. Another advantageous reason is that Belize's official language is English. So if you're someone like me who doesn't speak another language, that's really nice because it's very easy to communicate with everyone. Another big benefit is that the currency is pegged to the US dollar, so it's pegged at 2 to 1. So that's nice. You don't have to worry about the currency fluctuation. Also, Belize, I don't know if you guys are all familiar where Belize actually is, but it's right beneath Mexico, so it's pretty close to the US. So, if you're from the States or Canada, somewhere like there, then it's a pretty easy connection to get to the country. And also from a weather perspective, Belize, the temperatures are typically, in the high 80s during the day and the high 70s during the night, and that's pretty much all year round. So that's really a nice thing about Belize. Another big benefit to Belize is that the laws, it's really attractive in regards to taxes. So the property taxes as well as rental income taxes are very minimal. And then capital gains, actually, there's no capital gains tax in Belize. Another big benefit, if you're not someone that has visa-free access to the UK, Belizean passports, with citizenship are actually able to access the UK visa-free. So if that's something that you're looking forward to, then that's something the Belizean passport can help out with.
Eligibility. So how can you be eligible for this program? It requires a minimum investment of $250,000 US. However, that can be structured through both or either a Belize 250 company or a trust. And then we're proud to announce that all Belize Marriott residences qualify for the residency and citizenship program, as well as multiple smaller investments, in a condominium at the Best Western Grand Bayment Gardens or an overwater bungalow in Test Village.
So now we're going to get in more of the costs of this residency and citizenship program. So it is $20,000, per family. And if you do purchase through ECI Development, whether it be the Marriott or the Best Western or Tiny Homes, you get a 20% discount. And then also on top of that, there is a per person initial application fee, and that is paid directly to the Department of Immigration. And every country is eligible, but there is a different cost depending on what country you're from. So for example, those of you who are from the United States, it's $1,000 per person for the first year. And then if you're from a place, in the CARICOM countries, it's $250 US per person. But the nice thing with that is just for the first year. Once you get into the annual renewal fee, that cost drops to 20% of the initial application fee. So if you're from the US and your initial fee is $1,000, then it'd be $200 going forward after the first year. And then lastly, there's the $100 for the permanent residency card, and that is issued to you after the 5th year.
So the timeline for your residency process. So one of the great things about this program through Belize is that they've really streamlined the residency and citizenship process for investors. So because you're making that $250,000 investment in the country, after you make this initial investment, even if you're making a larger investment, once you hit that $250,000 threshold, you've qualified for the program. So at that point, you can work with our great residency coordinator, Jose, and ourselves, and you would get together, you'd submit your application. Obviously, all the documents would be looked over first. You wouldn't want to submit something that had an error in it. And then at that point, you would set up an in-person interview. So this in-person interview is with 2 different departments in the Belizean government. So we recommend about a week-long stay in Belize just to complete those interviews. And then after you complete those interviews, it typically takes about a month to get approval. And then once you receive that approval, you'll get your temporary residence card. Now this is the one that gets renewed for up to 5 years. And so that's that 20% fee that Joe was talking about a little bit ago. But you do not need to be in country to receive this. Again, there's no in-country time requirement. So it's not like you have to keep making trips down every year to keep renewing it. Jose, our residency coordinator, can work with you remotely to keep your process going so that you receive your permanent residency card in up to 5 years. And then once you become a permanent resident, you can apply for citizenship if acquiring a second passport or Belizean citizenship is something that interests you.
So anyone who is interested and you're looking for more information, you can visit ecidevelopment.com/Belize-residency, or you can contact us at info@ecidevelopment.com.
Lots of great information, you guys. Yeah. So I have a few follow-up questions for you that we have had submitted previously from other people that were interested in investing in Belize to obtain this residency. So I'll just let either one of you answer, whoever's most comfortable. So how many dependents can be on one primary application?
That's a great question, Ali. So the family includes anyone who's up to 17 years old. So if someone has a family where they have children that are above 18, they would have to make that investment as well. But anyone who's below 17 and below would be included on that application.
And are there additional costs associated with those dependents?
So they wouldn't have to make that $250,000 investment, but they would pay that initial, if you're from the US, they would also pay that $1,000 initial fee and then 20% of that, for the renewal.
Okay. And then you mentioned a little bit about the timeline on getting that residency. So is it from the close of the property? And can you just kind of run through that one more time, kind of overall, from the purchase to, getting that stamp in your passport? What does that kind of look like? And what does that depend on?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So actually, if you say you're doing a $500,000, $1 million investment in a Marriott residence, once you've funded past the $250,000 mark, potentially, right away at the start of construction, depending on the project that you've decided to invest in, as long as there are, a signed sales agreement, proof of funding, at least to the $250,000 mark, and then things like a rental program agreement that proves that it's actually an investment, you are eligible to start the process. So you don't have to wait for construction to finish or your investment to mature a certain amount of time. Right away, as soon as you hit that $250,000 funding mark, you're eligible to start the process.
Okay. So a couple more things for you guys. Great answers, by the way. Thank you for being so thorough. So are you able to work with people that need to set up trusts or corporations in order to invest in their residency or just an investment overall?
So we actually have some great partners in Belize, in Georgetown, as well as key banks. So when you're looking at setting up trusts, maybe a Belize 250 company, offshore bank accounts, things like that, we'll work hand in hand with them to get the structure of your investment set up so that you can fund, so that you can start the process in going through to acquire your residency as well as your citizenship.
How would if somebody wanted more information on that, how would they get in contact with them?
Well,
Something through us.
If you reach out to the info@ecidevelopment.com, and then we're more than happy to introduce you to the parties at Key Bank, Georgetown. If you're looking for, an international lawyer or something else, whatever your situation may, require, we're happy to refer you out at that point.
Awesome. Couple more questions here. So are there any restrictions on who is eligible to apply for this residency program through investment?
No, there's not. The initial fee that I was talking about a few slides back, for instance, with the U.S. being 1,000 and CARICOM being 250, those fees do depend on what country you're from. So if you're someone from China who's interested in doing this, you are eligible to do so, but your fees do change depending on the country. And if that's something you're interested in and you didn't see your country listed on the slides, go ahead and contact us at info@ECI Development, and we can go ahead and give those different country fees to you, so that way you can know which countries cost what for the government fee.
Perfect. Just one more question for you.
Yeah.
Let's say I go through this process, and now I have a residency or temporary or permanent. which one of those would I have to also get a work permit with?
So the great thing about this residency and citizenship process through investment, rather than some of the other programs like the QRP, is that you don't actually have to apply for work permit, nor are you restricted from working. So as soon as you get that temporary residency card, you're eligible to start working, and that's true at any point. So, if you're maintaining this as kind of like a plan B or a second option, simply by having that residency card in your passport, if something was to happen and you went to Belize, you could start working right away.
That's fantastic. All right, guys. Well, like we said at the beginning and at the end of this presentation, if you have any more questions or would like additional information, you can reach out to that email address, info@ecidevelopment.com. Just let us know what it is you'd like more information on, if it's a specific topic or some of those fees that were involved in obtaining those residencies. And one of these gentlemen here, Joe or James, would be happy to get back to you to answer those for you. Great to have you all join us. Hope to hear from you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Allie.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thanks.